artists, welcome back to my studio. Today I've got a really fun video. We will be swatching this Paul Rubens Floral Watercolor 24 color set, and I will be painting a couple of flowers with it as well. As you know, I paint flowers, so there's one here in my sketchbook and the super colorful one in my bigger watercolor paper. So if you're interested, keep watching the video. Right, so this is the gorgeous floral Paul Rubens set that I'm going to unbox and swatch and test out for you in this video. So I've had Paul Rubens sent to me a couple of their different paints before. So this was the previous palette that they have sent me, and they're super vibrant and super beautiful. However, this one is specifically for flowers, and you know me, I paint flowers, so I can't wait to get into them. I must say, I have received this for a while now, maybe almost a year, and I just haven't had a chance to open and review it. I'm really excited to finally get into it right now. So here we go. Alright, so immediately it comes with this really special, beautiful sort of like cloth that protects the tin, like the stuff that you, microfiber cloth that you use for spectacles. It is so pretty, and it comes in the most gorgeous pink tin. Alright, so let's have a look at what's in the tin. It comes with a little swatch card that I'm going to definitely swatch it out on. Everything's in Mandarins and Chinese, but then there's another brochure here that has the colors, and they are also in Chinese. Yes, on both sides. I'm not sure why there's so many here, but maybe this is their entire collection of different colors and pigments that they have. In any case, they are all individually wrapped, and that means I will need to unwrap them one by one, and that will take some time. So let's get into it straight away. Let's start by swatching the permanent yellow, lemon yellow. Okay, I like to put like first a darker saturated, and then I would like to pull out so I can see how transparent it is. I love how bright this lemon yellow is. It's a perfect lemon yellow, not too light and really transparent. Next is permanent yellow medium. So this is more like a cadmium yellow, and definitely a yellow that I would use. And I love my yellows to be transparent because it can mix really well and don't create that chalkiness. And if I want my yellow to be opaque, I'll just use gouache, all right? The next one is nickel yellow, which is so beautiful. Now I've changed the position of the nickel yellow. It was somewhere around the blue. I put it here because it just made more sense. And this is kind of like almost your quin gold. So it's like a really gold color, and I'm really liking that. The next one here is Indian yellow, and it's like kind of a gamboge. And it's actually got a bit of green in it because I had used this to paint something already. This is my second time swatching this because the first time the video footage did not pass. It got really, it's got this weird focusing issue, so I'm actually doing it again, but it's fine, it's fine. I hope it turns out well this time. Anything for you, my audience. This is an orange. It says permanent orange yellow, but to me, it's just kind of orange. Not much yellow in it. I don't know why there's yellow, but it's nice and bright. I can imagine some marigolds with this yellow. And then this is Chinese red, which I've never really heard this terminology, Chinese red, before. I mean, I heard Chinese yellow. Chinese. God, did I say Chinese yellow? That's a bit racist. It's okay, I'm Chinese. Excuse me, Chinese white. Yes, I heard Chinese white, but not Chinese red. And I think that's because this is a very Chinese New Year color, and it's a color of your red packets. And you know, Paul Rubens is a Chinese brand, so I don't think there's anything wrong with naming the color Chinese red. In fact, it's more accurate that as a Chinese red than a Chinese white. if you know what I mean. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Peach Light. So this one is actually, looks like opera, and I don't know why they call it Peach Light, because it is definitely opera rose. And I'm so happy there is this color in this floral set, because when I first saw that there's a floral set, the first color that came to me was, does it have opera rose? Because it ain't an floral set without this color, and you usually don't find this color in many sets at all. So already I'm giving it a very high review just because it has this color, okay, Peach Light. The next one we've got Rose Red, and this one is PV19 Permanent Rose. I love it because it leans coral. Definitely these two colors are my favorite color to use in any floral set. Okay, then we have Magenta, which is actually a color I don't usually use, and I would even consider it almost like Permanent Rose, and just really not much space there for it. So I'm liking that. I'm liking that for sure. Okay, let's go into the next color, Lavender Violet. All right, so it's very chalky because it's totally opaque. Look at how it's covered the word lavender already. And that's the thing about this. I have another lavender, I think Holbein, and it is the same thing. So they definitely added white to make this color. So not my favorite. I don't really like white added to my watercolor paints. I just prefer it not to. So, but I will definitely use it because it is still comes in handy sometimes. Okay, Permanent Violet is a very good, useful color for mixing. It's like dioxazine purple kind of thing, but almost not as shocking as dioxazine purple. I like how this feels. This is a nice purple. I might not use it on its own. No, maybe I might use it on its own. I mean, look at how dark it can go. It's really good. It's a very strong color. All right, and Cobalt Blue. I always have a Cobalt Blue in my palette because it's actually one of my favorite blues to use. Shout out to Jenna Rainey who introduced Cobalt Blue. And this Cobalt Blue is really nice. I don't know what about it. It's actually, I know I'm being contradictory, but it almost has like a bit of white to make it kind of nice. It's actually nicer than the Cobalt Blue that I'm using right now, which is I think my Holbein Cobalt Blue. So far this row here, very, very nice. I'm enjoying all the colors. So we're gonna go to the next row, French Ultramarine. Okay, so Ultramarine is also a classic blue. It's more of a warm blue. Oh, it is so pretty. So pretty. So pretty. I don't use as much blue in my floral paintings, although you will definitely have a lot of blues in your flowers. Sea blue is gorgeous. It reminds me of this color I have called Marine Blue in Mission Gold. So it leans a bit turquoisey. It's nice. It's nice to have this many blue. I would probably just choose one of the three if it were me and I wanted a smaller palette. Indigo is a color I definitely use a whole lot, and I'm loving this indigo. It is bright, it is vibrant, it is striking. It will be a very nice mixture with the other colors. All right, turquoise light. So some brands call this cobalt turquoise, and I think it is really nice to have a turquoise in a floral set. So definitely up to here, it is such a good set. A bit opaque. Well, nah, it's okay. It's okay. It's not too opaque. I'm liking it. All right, next one, Permanent Green. Okay, this is like maybe lime green. Some sets would call it lime green. And I don't use this color at all. I find it just doesn't really go with a lot of the paintings. But if you do you like this color, you might like this color. It is quite natural, very light. I guess it is a light green, but I would water it down quite a lot. I wouldn't use it too opaque. Let's have a look at it opaque. Yeah, I wouldn't use it too opaque. I prefer it, probably the lighter part of it would be nice. Okay, emerald green light. Okay, this is beautiful, but it's very, not very earthy. So it's very jewel tone, cool jewel tone, which is nice, but not a green I gravitate towards. Okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. All right, next one, Hooker's Green Brilliant. Okay, I like this. So this is very like seaweed, undersea green, and it's actually very bright as well, as in it has a luminosity, which is nice. So nice. Okay, it's all bleeding a little bit into each other, but that's totally fine. Okay, so olive green. Olive green is definitely a floral green. So it's coming out like green gold, and I like it. It's not muddy. Some olive greens can be really muddy, but this one's nice. It's not too bright and very natural. Okay, so those are all the greens. I am surprised they don't have a sap green, which is probably the green I use most often. So, but that's it, you know, let's keep going. Yellow Sienna Deep. Okay, this one is a little bit transparent. It's very transparent, which is good because I don't like chalky sienna. So see how much pigment I'm kind of grab, but it still is quite transparent. All right, so that would be a nice sand kind of thing. I guess there's no yellow ochre in this palette, but we have this yellow sienna deep. Okay, so we've got Cypress Brown Deep. Okay, Cypress Brown Deep is more of a darker brown. It's kind of raw umberish. And then next we have Van Dyke Brown. So burnt umber is a color that I use a lot in my painting, but I haven't seen it yet. This one's Van Dyke Brown, so this is more sepia, but I like it because it's also very luminous and transparent. Okay, and then finally we've got Burnt Brown. So this is the closest thing that has the word burnt in it. Is it a burnt umber? It is actually extremely similar to Van Dyke Brown. Okay, so the browns are a little bit disappointing. I don't have a burnt umber, I don't have a yellow ochre, but you know what? All of these are so yummy and delicious, and I think we can make it work. All right, so that's it. That's the swatching. Let's paint some flowers now. Okay, I just love these little wells as well. That's lots of space. And also, you can even remove this and it's extra painting wells. I don't know if you guys know that about these type of palettes. So let's go ahead and just paint a little loose bouquet here. I'm gonna try and to use all the colors I usually use. So my first one that I always grab for is Opera Rose. And I'm gonna just paint a cute little rose. And then grabbing some the rose red is really pretty. It is really pretty. I just taught a workshop today in my town and we did roses, so I feel like I'm quite warmed up with the roses. All right, so I'm just using the indigo here. Oh, pretty. It bleeds so well, and also the pigment is very bright. Everything gets picked up really quick, and vibrant, buttery. so satisfying. Okay, let's go into, so I'm not even using the wells very much, but let me try. Let's put some green there. This is the hooker's green. And then I'm gonna actually mix some nickel yellow into the green. Let's see if I can get a sap green. There we go. So if you drop a bit of nickel yellow into hookers, you get a pretty nice sap green. All right, so let's put some filler flowers. So I've got this cobalt blue, and I'm just gonna put some of that there. And then some lavender, which, like I said, I don't usually use lavender very much, but I'm just gonna make some lavender. And maybe drop some of the turquoise into the lavender and see what I get. So fun. I'm gonna just go back into this Chinese red and maybe make another rose down here. And then some of the orange. So this is not a 100% cotton sketchbook. This is just a little Temu sketchbook. So I'm not expecting crazy results. So I'm just taking this permanent green and see if I can make it look more natural. I'm adding some indigo there. And what do I have? Okay, yep, that's a more natural green. I'm gonna just do some smaller flowers here and there. Some yellow, some lemon yellow. And then let's try this brown situation, okay? So I'm gonna get the Van Dyke brown, mix up with yellow sienna deep. Get some stems going. Some branches. It's not too bad. And then let's try the magenta. So as I said, I don't really use magenta a whole lot. Oh, cute. Very nice. Okay, I'm just obviously filling up this whole page with all the colors, which I don't really recommend because it's gonna be a crazy mess, but just for the sake of swatching. All right, just gonna put a bit more of this. I'm gonna try this emerald. Just emerald. Oh, it's very bright. Very bright. No, I don't like the emerald on it, so I need to mix it up. Okay, there we go. All right, so what do I have? Do I have a gigantic floral explosion? Cute. I think I'm gonna just let this dry and I'm gonna start on an actual painting. So for the next part, I'm just gonna speed up the video about 5 times because I just wanted to give you a gist of how this whole set works on a larger piece of watercolor paper. If you're interested, the full real-time version will be on my Patreon. But for this YouTube version, I just wanted to share with you this gorgeous palette and also tell you a bit about the price. As of now, which is August 2025, this is like $44 US on the Amazon US website, and I think $55 for the Australian Australian dollars on the Australian website. So for 24 colors, I think it's pretty awesome deal. It's gonna last you for ages and ages. I will probably swap out the browns. I would get a brown, a burnt umber and put it in there, and that's the best thing about these kind of palettes. You can swap in colors, take whatever you want out and leave whatever you want in. So, and maybe I'll put in a sap green and take out the emerald green. But other than that, what a cute little tin. Very, very nice colors. The opera, what else? The opera, the turquoise is really a bonus here. So I'm loving how this loose painting is turning out. It is just messy and loose. It is no reference photo, just from my brain. I'm trying to use all the colors I can. And I hope you enjoyed this little quick time-lapse video of this floral painting. If you like my floral stuff, I have a Patreon where I teach you step by step how to paint all these gorgeous florals, and I post there quite often. Go check it out, and lots more stuff on my channel here. Otherwise, I just want to let you know that I am actually crushing hard on these paints. Compared to this one here, it definitely has more floral colors. The only tricky colors to work with for me are the greens and the browns. But other than that, the blues and the pinks and all the warm colors are just stunning. There you have it. If you're interested in painting this, check out my Patreon. And if you're interested in checking out and buying this set, there are the links in the description below. Otherwise, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.